Princess Anne hit ceiling and horrific mocking George's faces warn HBO to stop profiting joke. HBO has caused outrage after depicting 7-year-old Prince George as rude and snobbish in their latest Cruel and Unfair cartoon show. Creators of the new £5 million animated series The Prince have been bashed for taking cheap shots by portraying young George as a spoiled brat. The HBO Max 8-part series could cause damaging effects on the next generation of the royal family, as the satirical show takes unfair jibes at the youngster. The royal commentator Howard Hodgson argued the princess may not be completely happy, because of new HBO title The Prince. It shows the young royal, who is just 8 years old, and his trials and tribulations behind the walls of Buckingham Palace, with the likes of his parents Prince William and Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, both appearing as well. Fury erupted at the cartoon, which makes a number of jokes aimed towards other royals including the Queen, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle, due to the fact its main protagonist, George, is the subject of most of the gags, and is still such a young child. It led to a huge debate on shows such as ITV's Good Morning Britain, GMB, where Dr. Sholomos Shogbamimu argued the broadcast was not funny and that children were off limits when it came to ridicule. Mr. Hodgson told that Anne would think the cartoon was very bad but that also she knows that she doesn't talk much about that sort of backlash. He noted, Princess Anne does a huge amount of work, unsung. She's only second to the Prince of Wales in attendances at various functions up and down the country throughout the year. Obviously, William is going to be taking on a bigger role now because of Charles taking on a bigger role from the Queen as she approaches her 96th year. It will change a bit but Anne is largely sidelined, largely has a happy life, won't interfere, won't rock the boat. To be somebody like William and Kate it is very difficult. Kate is simply somebody who is exemplary. She stands behind her husband, good mother, very good ambassador for country and she isn't going to rock any boats, and not over the George cartoon. Asked what type of an impact shows such as The Prince, or other less complimentary shows like The Crown or The Windsors, would have on the firm, Mr. Hodgson added, the fact is they will just keep the line of the royal family going and it will be that and they'll just take anything like that in their stride. The more attention we give it, the more we encourage it. The fact is the royal family will just ignore the most of it, outsee it and it will just go away. Some things should be off limits. It's morally wrong to use a child to get cheap laughs. In one scene, cartoon Prince George shakes his teacher's hand on the first day of school and says, "You curtsy lower tomorrow if you want to keep your job." Another clip shows him sitting on a throne, saying, "Hey guys, it's me, Prince George. I know self-isolating is difficult and we're all sick of being stuck in the same 775 rooms, or, studio apartment, it's different for everyone." Critics also condemned Mr. Jannetty for joking about the young prince's sexuality, after implying a relationship with another page boy at Prince Harry's wedding. On Twitter, people have voiced their outrage at the satirical show, with one user writing, "So cruel. Who even allowed this to happen?" Another blasted the show writers, "You really do have a problem. Why would anyone let their children watch this, especially George's parents? It's disgusting. In fact, why would anyone watch it?" TV critic Catherine Singh said, "It's important to remember George is still a child who has had no say in his lot in life. What we say about people, even those who seem untouchable like the royals, can seriously and negatively affect people. Prince George is old enough to know what's going on." But Mr. Jannetty, who is formerly a writer on Family Guy, hopes that 7-year-old Prince George will be able to find the humor in the show, and that everything is meant with affection. This comes as Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden warned that The Crown is fiction and should not be mistaken as fact, as concerns for the Netflix show's potential lasting damage deepen. Mr. Dowden praised the royal drama as a beautifully produced work of fiction, but said viewers could be in danger of mistaking it for fact without a warning at the beginning of each episode. Concerns have arisen that the fictional scenes written by The Crown's creator Peter Morgan are doing damage to the monarchy because viewers believe they are true.